Justice League, directed by Zack Snyder, also written by Chris Terrio and Josh Whedon, are on screenwriters cred, is the newest movie in the DCEU, starring Ben Affleck, Ezra Miller, Jason Momoa, Ray Fisher, and Gal Gadot, with Henry Cavill coming back. You guys know. Let's start off with pros. By the way, this is non-spoiler, so no spoilers in this review. Tomorrow, I'm bringing on Chance, and we are doing full-on spoilers for Justice League. I just got out of Justice League, and opening thoughts, I had so much fun with this movie, you guys. This movie was everything that looking at what DC had with the production problems and the tragedy that happened with Zack Snyder's family and him having to step off and getting Whedon back in with 6 months to do a full reshoot. This, I feel like, under those circumstances, was a step in the right direction. It was such a good, fun movie. Which, if you guys have been watching me any point of time, you know that's all I wanted out of a Justice League movie. Do I want it to be an Oscar movie? Yeah, did I? But I wasn't expecting it to be. That's the thing. I wasn't expecting Justice League to be Oscar worthy or whatever, but I just wanted to go in. I wanted to enjoy these characters: Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Flash, Cyborg. And that's what I did. I went in there and had fun. So let's start off with the pros. Sorry guys, I had to write this down real quick. The pros. Let's start off first with, why is that orange? There we go. I don't know what happened to it in my lens, but the main positive is the chemistry between the Justice League. The chemistry between Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Batman, Flash, all of them. This team's chemistry works so well together in the movie that it makes me look over the flaws a lot, because I had fun with these characters. They built on a little bit of the newer characters. Like, we don't go into deep detail about Cyborg or Aquaman or Flash, but we know a little bit about them going in, and they set that up in the way they work with the team. Jason Momoa, Ezra Miller, and Ray Fisher, they stole the show for me. Aquaman had some of the badass moments. I'm gonna give one. No, this is not a spoiler because they show it in the trailer for Justice League. But when he's fighting the Parademon and he knocks him through the building and then flips his hair, that scene had me dying, dude. That was amazing. The Wonder Woman, her story was really good. She also was a very good driving point here, really trying to make her own character, but having her stick out so much, which is incredible. Batman, Ben Affleck is one of the best Batmans, the best Bruce Waynes. So the way the characters worked all together is definitely a big positive. Another positive I have is the action. The action was so good. And what's funny is this, I think, has the best action of any DCU movie. Because they're working together, you have to do a lot of team moves, and the way that the action just flows is not shaky cam, it's stationary. And you can tell Josh Whedon knows how to film, great action scenes like that. And, I could tell it going into that movie. Going going back to some points I had, Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller, their chemistry when they had moments on screen together were incredible. Their sense of humors are completely different because Barry Allen, he's real starstruck and he doesn't know what to do, and Jason Momoa is almost the exact same way. He's not sure what he's supposed to do, but the way that they work off each other and they bounce jokes off, it was incredible to see that type of chemistry. And I go back to it again. Ezra Miller was a fantastic Barry Allen, a great Flash. He had all the one-liners, all the quips. I mean, most of the humor did come from him. Not to say that the rest of the movie is dark. It's very light in tone, which I loved. I loved going there and having fun with the movie. Again, Ray Fisher was a very good cyborg. You know, he how do I put it? He conveys someone who's very confused. Like, should he act like the robot or should he believe what's left of humanity? And I do like that conflict. So yeah, Wonder Woman, her story arc was incredible. And another one, I love the fact that I love just the entire landscape of everything from the mascara to somewhere else that I'm not gonna. Well, you guys know if Aquaman's in here, we're gonna have to see Atlantis. I love the way that the world looked because it wasn't just, oh, it's just this one part. No, you go into multiple areas and you really get to see the different landscapes and how great and, you know, this movie again looks incredible. The action is incredible. The characters work so well. The Justice League itself, these guys have a bond that you guys can really feel in the movie. So, let's go into a few cons because no movie is perfect. Alright, I do wish this movie had about 45 more minutes added to it. I know Warner Brothers mandated it has to be 2 hours, but if they would have had at least 45 minutes added onto this, I think you could have fleshed out a lot more characters, and it would have made this movie so much better. Like, I already liked this movie. This movie was so much fun, and I'm definitely giving it a positive rating. But if they had 45 more minutes, or hell, 30 more minutes added on top of this, I think you would have had the perfect amount of character development with great action, with great comedy. And that's another positive. The comedy works. The comedy is so fast-paced that me and the theater that I was at, we were all laughing and enjoying these characters. But if they would have added just a little bit more time, I feel like this movie could have been, like, great. But then again, the script does have, the story does have a little bit of plot holes here and there. I'm not going to go into a lot of spoilers, but there are some elements that seem like they cut off, and just, you know, some things don't work. And you guys heard it, yeah, Steppenwolf was a very weak villain, but the only reason I'm putting this on a con is because, and it's not really a very, it's not, it doesn't take me out of the movie for me, because look at the first Avengers. The first Avengers didn't really have a great villain. I mean, Loki was, you know, a secondary villain, but the real villain was the Chitauri, the alien coming down trying to destroy the Earth. But again, the first Avengers was used to set up, and this is something that the MCU does have problems with, is their villains, because Marvel focuses a lot on their heroes and developing their heroes, and that's what Justice League does. It sacrifices, you know, a fantastic villain, but it gives you something in return. It gives you these characters that you love. It gives you the fun action. It gives you the great set pieces. So I can take, you know, a not so great villain if I love the hero. If I love the Justice League, if I love the heroes, which I do. And there was some moments when I could tell the CGI was kind of bad, but I do look at it as like, if they had 2 more months, if they had 3 more months, that I feel like they could have done better. But under the circumstances, I didn't really notice any. The only bad CGI I noticed was on Steppenwolf, and that's about it, to be honest. I'm not really into like looking at CG and like what's good CG versus bad CG. So I'm not a good source to come for that. But yeah, man, that's all my cons. So looking at all my pros and the entertainment factor that I had, I can't give this movie a positive rating, like my perfect rating, but I can give it a very good rating. So Justice League is gonna get a 3.5 out of 5 from me, which again is a very good rating because again, out of 5, that means I enjoyed this movie. No, you know what? I don't feel right in doing that. So instead of 3.5, I'm changing it on you. There was enough good in this movie that I feel like I'm gonna give it a 4, a solid 4 out of 5. The characters bring you in. The Justice League brings you in, and you have such a good time with this movie. I don't think it deserves a 39% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't. Because I love these characters. I love what the team does. And yes, the CG was weak in some areas, and the villain was weak. But in return, you get